This is Unit 3, Lesson 16, the very last lesson that we will have in Unit 3. Today we're going to learn how to find the percent amount in a problem, and I'm going to show you two different approaches for being able to do this. Okay, so using the first approach here for question number 1, we are told that Diego has jumped rope for 20 minutes. Okay, question number 1 says Jada has jumped rope for 15 minutes, and we want to know what percent of Diego's time that is. So looking at how we set up a percent problem, I want to identify in the question, am I being told a part or a whole? And so I'm going to go back and annotate the question. Okay. The percent is going to be out of Diego's time. So 20 minutes will represent the whole amount. And Jada has jumped for 15, so that will represent our part. Then this question is asking me a percentage, so I'm going to put a question mark above there. Inputting my information now into the two fractions, we don't know the percent amount, which is always going to be written out of 100. And we know that our part is 15 out of 20. To identify the question mark, we can either multiply or divide to make an equivalent fraction. Looking at our fraction that we do know, 15 out of 20, going to a number out of 100, I know that I am multiplying. Based on my knowledge of multiplication facts, I know 20 times 5 would give me 100, and so I'll repeat that up top as 15 times 5. So Jada's percent of Diego's is 75. Part 2 is going to ask to compare Lynn's time to Diego's. So again, Diego's 20 minutes is the total amount, and Lynn's is going to be the part, because we are going to compare Lynn to Diego. Again, we're searching for the percent. So I have a percent number out of 100 is equal to, this time, 24 minutes out of 20. Okay, it's important to notice that we can have a larger number on top than the bottom. Okay, so it all comes down to determining, is this telling me the part or the whole? Okay, we've already identified that we are multiplying our original denominator of 20 by 5. And so I'll repeat that here to find the percent amount. 24 times 5, which is 120%. This process works great when we have denominators that can easily multiply to 100, such as 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, 20, 25, or 50. But, as we are about to see, if we have a denominator that is not one of those numbers, we need to come up with another strategy. Okay. In a restaurant, we have a capacity that is 40 people, and we want to know what percent would 9 people be. Okay. Capacity represents the total number. Okay, it's the maximum amount of people inside. We're identifying the percent amount, so I'm going to put a question mark. And so the 9 represents my part. When I write this out as two equivalent fractions, I have 9 people out of the 40 that can be there, and that's going to be equal to some percentage amount out of 100. Okay, so this is where we run into a problem. 40 will not evenly multiply to 100. So I'm going to show you another strategy. Okay, instead of multiplying my original fraction 9 out of 40, I'm going to convert it to its decimal form. To do that, I'm going to take my numerator, 9, divide it by the denominator, 40. 9 divided by 40 is 225 hundredths. Okay, and so now to go from the decimal form to the percentage form, I am going to rewrite this as a fraction again, 225 thousandths. Knowing percent is out of 1, I can then divide, and this becomes 22.5 out of 100. Another way to approach this is taking my decimal, and as you can notice, I am just moving it once, twice, so equal to 22.5%.